Hey there, the Watcher of Hell's Kitchen. Brace yourselves, because we're about to crack open the enigma that is Wilson Fisk. Now, if you've been keeping up with Daredevil, Born Again, and let's be real, who hasn't? You've probably noticed something insane going on with Wilson Fisk. The Kingpin is back, and he's not just lurking in the shadows anymore. He's out there in the spotlight, rocking tailored suits, shaking hands, and spinning promises about fixing Hell's Kitchen like he's running for mayor or something. It's a total vibe shift from the brutal crime lord we met back in the Netflix days. And it's got me, and I'm guessing a lot of you, asking one massive question. Is Wilson Fisk actually turning into a good person? Has he finally left that dark, violent side of himself behind? Or is this just the same old Kingpin, playing us all with a slick new PR campaign? Buckle up, because today we're diving deep into this roller coaster of his character, his past, his present, and everything in between. This is going to be a wild ride. So hit that like button if you're ready, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Before we unpack Fisk's latest glow-up, let's rewind to where it all started, because you can't judge where he's going without knowing where he's been. Back in the Netflix Daredevil series, Wilson Fisk wasn't just a villain, he was a force of nature. Season 1 introduced us to this towering, soft-spoken guy who could flip from calm and collected to absolutely unhinged in a heartbeat. Who could forget that moment when he crushed a dude's skull with a car door? I mean, come on, that's not the kind of thing you bounce back from with a smile and a handshake. But here's the twist. Fisk didn't see himself as some mustache-twirling bad guy. In his mind, he was the hero Hell's Kitchen needed, a man with a vision to drag the city out of the gutter, even if it meant piling up bodies to do it. He'd sit in his penthouse, staring at that rabbit in a snowstorm painting, sipping expensive wine, and talking about saving the city like it was his personal mission from God. Crazy, right? But it worked. Vincent D'Onofrio made us feel the weight of that delusion, and it's what made Fisk so unforgettable. To really get Fisk, though, we've got to go deeper, way back to his roots. Season 1 gave us that gut punch flashback. Little Wilson, this scared, overweight kid, trapped in a house with a monster of a father. His dad was a bully beating his mom, humiliating him, until one day, Fisk snapped. He grabbed a hammer and didn't stop swinging until his old man was a bloody mess on the floor. That moment, it's everything. It's the birth of the Kingpin. You can almost see the switch flip, the fear turning into rage, the rage turning into power. And from then on, Fisk carried that hammer in his soul. Every punch he threw, every life he took, it was like he was still trying to kill that part of himself, the weak kid who couldn't fight back. So when we talk about him becoming good, we've got to ask, can a guy forged in that kind of trauma ever really let it go? Fast forward to season 3 of the Netflix run, and we see Fisk at his lowest, and maybe his most human. He's locked up, stripped of his empire, stuck in a cell with nothing but a blank wall where his precious painting used to be. It's haunting, almost sad. You can feel him clinging to this idea of purity, of peace, like he's trying to imagine a life beyond the bloodstains. And then Vanessa comes back into the picture. Oh man, Vanessa, she's the game changer. Fisk lights up around her in a way we've never seen. He's still a monster, don't get me wrong. He's out here manipulating the FBI, framing Daredevil, and turning the city into his personal chessboard. But it's all for her. He says stuff like, I want to give you the life you deserve, and you almost believe him. By the end of season 3, he's got her back, they're tying the knot, and he's promising to rebuild everything for her. It's sweet, in a twisted, I'll burn the world for you kind of way. So, is this love the key to his redemption? Is Vanessa pulling him toward the light? Now, let's bring it to the present Daredevil, Born Again. If you've seen the latest episodes, you know Fisk is playing a whole new game. He's not just the shadowy crime lord anymore. He's stepping into the spotlight. Picture this. Wilson Fisk, the guy who used to rule Hell's Kitchen from the underworld, now out there giving speeches, promising jobs, safety, a better future. He's swapped the brass knuckles for a handshake and a soundbite. It's wild to watch, almost like he's trying to rewrite his story. In one episode, he's got this moment where he's talking to a crowd, saying, "I've seen this city at its worst, and I know how to bring it back." And you're sitting there like, wait, is he serious? Is this the same guy who turned people's heads into pancakes? It's a total 180, or at least it looks that way. He's still got Vanessa in his corner, pushing him to be more, and you can see he's obsessed with building something legitimate. So could this be it? Has Fisk finally traded the Kingpin crown for a halo? But here's where it gets juicy and complicated. Fans are torn, and I get it. On one hand, you've got this version of Fisk who seems to want to be better. In Born Again, there's a scene where he's staring out at the city, and you can almost feel him dreaming of a legacy that's not soaked in blood. Vanessa's influence is huge. She's his anchor, his muse, the one thing that keeps him from going full psycho. There's this quiet moment where he adjusts her scarf or something small like that, and it's so tender you almost forget he's a killer. Some fans argue this is proof he's evolving. Maybe the trauma, the prison time, the love, it's all adding up to a redemption arc. Maybe the kid with the hammer is finally putting it down. But let's not kid ourselves, okay? Because for every he's sweet with Vanessa moment, there's a holy crap, he's still a nightmare moment to match it. In Born Again, he's out there smiling for the cameras, but behind closed doors, he's still the puppet master. He's got people disappearing, deals being made, and that cold, calculating stare that says, "Cross me and you're done." And don't even get me started on his showdowns with Matt Murdock. Without spoiling too much, let's just say the latest episodes remind us. Fisk's rage isn't gone, it's just on a leash. One scene has him losing it, veins popping, screaming like a man possessed. And you realize, yep, that's the Kingpin we know. The dark side isn't some old jacket he's tossed in the closet. It's stitched into his DNA. So let's break it down. Is Wilson Fisk really becoming a good person? Here's where I land, and I'd love to hear where you stand. I think Fisk wants to be good, but only on his terms. Vanessa gives him a glimpse of something better, a life where he's not just feared, but respected, maybe even loved. In Born Again, you see him chasing that dream harder than ever, building this public image like it's his ticket out of the shadows. But here's the catch, he can't let go of control. Every step he takes toward good is laced with the same old tricks, manipulation, violence, power plays. That hammer he swung as a kid, he's still swinging it, just with fancier tools. The prison wall might be gone, but he's still staring at a blank slate, trying to paint over the bloodstains and failing. Think about it like this. Fisk's love for Vanessa is real. It's raw, it's messy, it's maybe the most human thing about him. But it's not enough to erase the monster. In Season 3, he risked everything to get her back. And in Born Again, he's risking even more to keep her safe and build her a kingdom. But it's a selfish kind of love. He's not saving Hell's Kitchen for the people. He's saving it for her, for himself, for his ego. And when push comes to shove, like it always does with Matt Murdock, that dark side comes roaring out. The final fight in Season 3 and the clashes in Born Again prove it. He can wear the white suit, he can talk the talk, but when the mask slips, he's still the Kingpin. Not a hero, not a saint, just a man who can't outrun his own shadow. So that's my take. Wilson Fisk isn't becoming a good person. He's just dressing his dark side up in a better story. Daredevil. Born Again teases us with the possibility, but it keeps showing us the truth. He's too broken, too addicted to power, to ever really change. But man, isn't it fun to watch him try? What do you think? Can Fisk ever break free of the Kingpin? Or is he doomed to stay the villain we love to hate? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm dying to hear your theories, especially about where Born Again is taking him next. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell so you don't miss our next video, and maybe share this with a fellow Daredevil fan. Until then, keep your eyes on Hell's Kitchen, and watch out for flying hammers. See you next time.